Hello there and welcome back, and let us continue with our lesson. And today we are going to learn about the text field in the Flutter as well as the SwiftUI and the Compose. So let us get started with it. First of all, I'll go to my Flutter project over here, and let's go to our screen over here, and let me create one new file over here. Let's call this one as a login screen.d.file. And let's create let's create a stateful, and it should be of login screen. And let me import this particular material over here, and that after we have that particular package, sorry, it should be const. And here what we will do is we'll return our let's return a column, and this column has children, right? So let me close it over here, and inside this what we'll do is we'll go and add our field. So let's create our first text field, and this text field can take multiple options. So let's go and create on top first of all the controller. So final text editing controller, and let's say this one is of email, so em, right? So email controller, and that should be of our text editing controller. So we created a controller because text fields requires a controller in order to get that particular value from the text box. So we'll define the controller over here, and we can also define the keyboard type. So the type of the input that you want. So I can say it is of a text input type dot, let's say this one is of the type of the email address. And once we have that, you can also do some design over here. Let's add a decoration, and I'll say input decoration. I guess that should be of input decoration, and let's have a construct for this one. And what I will do is inside this constructor, what we can define is, first of all, I'll define a label, and I guess label text, so it should be of a label text, and we'll just say this one is of email, and also a hint for this one, so hint text, and we'll just say please input your email. And once we have that, other than that, what we can do is we can also set let's create a rounded corner. So for that I can use a border option over here, and outline input border. I guess that is the one that we need. And here we can define a border radius. So border radius of, I will use a circular, and define the 8 over here, and I guess I need to close it over here. So I guess that should be the simple one that we need. And if you need to have like some more option in the text field, like you have some function, let me go and see, like let's take some function from here, I guess. So that will be of the unchanged if you want to get every character. So I can just go and get that particular value over here if I use something like unchanged over here, and that takes the value. And you can just do some use the debug print and print the value that you are getting, value over here, or you can set the state over here. But this is not the topic related to the state management, so let's just keep it as a simple. And once we have this, what I will do is I'll go and run this one from here, from the main, and I'll just change this one to the login screen. And also I guess in the login screen, what I can do is for this column I can wrap it with the center, so main axis alignment, and the main axis alignment to the center. And let's try to run our application. and we got an error over here. So what we can do is, let's go over here, because we doesn't define over here our scaffold. So let me wrap this one with the widget over here, and I'll just call it as a scaffold from here, and this will be of the body, right? And let's try to run it one more time. And when you run it, you get email text field over here. Now you can start typing at gmail.com or something, right? So you get an email text field over here, because we define the type as the email over here, or the email address. So you can also add some padding and make it much more better over here, but we'll just keep it as a simple. And let's move on to the another project that will be of the SwiftUI. And in our SwiftUI project, we will go to there here, I guess. So let's create a new file over here. Let me create a new file. Where is that? Okay, so new file, and we'll select the SwiftUI view and just click on next, and then just add your view name. So let's create this one as a login view. I guess that should be fine. So let's create a login view. And okay, so we are here, and let me erase this one properly. Let me remove this text from here, and now we can do it vstack. Let's add a vstack over here, and inside this vstack what we'll do is this is a vertical, or the column. So here I can add a text field over here. Okay, so it will take a title over here, the text field. So let's take that one. And it also takes the binding over here. So currently we don't have any binding. So what we can do is over here, let's go and create a one state over here. So don't worry about the state, we will look into it on our coming up lecture. For now, let's just create a state over here, and then the state will be of where let's say email. This one is email. So email, and the default one, let's keep it as empty string. And once we have that, now here in the title, let's say this is of the email, and here we will put that particular binding over here, that each of the dollar email, so that each our binding, or the state that we have. And then over here we'll add some more properties, like the keyboard type. And with this keyboard type, I can just say it is of our email address, right? And then next I can also define some like padding over here, padding, and let's keep a padding of something like a 16. And I guess let's try to run it over here, and let's see how it look like. And you can see that it's loading our text over here, or the text field, but it doesn't look good over here. What I can do is, I guess I can define a background and add a color over here. So that will, I guess, look much more better. And color, that I'll use a secondary system background color. And after that, it looks better over here. Now you can see we have some background color. And with this color, I can define the let's give a corner radius of something like 8, and I guess that should look much more better over here. And yeah, I guess that looks much more better. And if you want to add some more padding onto the left and right, I guess you can just add it from here. So padding, and I can just say 8. And let's see how it, okay, so we got a small bit of padding on the left and right. I guess that's fine. So this one should be for the internal padding, and this one should be for the outside padding, because it's at the end. So the ordering also make a difference over here. So when you are adding the modifier, the ordering of that particular modifier also takes the persistence over the another one. So I guess that's all for this one. We have created an email address field over here, and the next is that we can do the same thing with the compose. So let us move on to our Android project. And in our compose project, let's go and create a new composable, and that will be of the function of the log and the login. And let's say a login page, or let's just keep it as a login for now. And for here I will just create a column, so column column. And inside this column, what we'll do is we'll create the text field. So let's say we have I guess it should be outlined. Let's create an outlined version of the text field, and it takes a value, and also it requires the unchanged. So if you want to have a state for this one, you can just keep it as an empty string for now, and whenever this changes, then we get some value over here, and you can just print that particular message over here. And currently we don't have anything over here, so what I will do over here is to let me arrange this one in a proper intent over here, so it will be much easier for us to change over here. And that should be this one, move it over here, and that should be fine. So once we have that, we can also add some of the types over here. So I guess I can add the modifier of the keyboard option over here, and that will be of the keyboard options. And inside these options I can add a keyboard type, and that will be of a keyboard type dot each of the email. So we'll just get the same type of the email over here. And in order to get that particular value change over here, what we have to do is we have to add we need to set a state for this one. Currently it doesn't have any state. So what I can do is I will just go on the top of this one, and maybe I'll create one val of the, let's say email, which is of equal to remember. I guess I'll just use the remember from here, and here I'll create a mutable state of so this will be type pass in the value of the empty string, and will be type of the string. So now I can use this email as the value over here, so I can get the value from here, and now I get a string over here, and using that string I can just say this is the can just set a value, or let me just print out as it over here. So that should be good enough. And I guess that should be good enough. And if you want to modify some of the properties here, you can see there are the other properties like the vertical alignment, right? And this is the one if you want to modify it, and it takes the it's the type of the arrangement dot the vertical. So arrangement dot the I guess a center, and then we can just try to run and see how it look like. Let's try to run it. And one thing we forgot over here is to put this one as our main startup function over here for the compose. Currently we are using home screen, so let us replace this one with our login, or you can put this one inside the home screen. That should be also fine. So let me try to restart with this one. I guess that's already started. So you can see that we get the nice looking I guess it's not typing over here. You can see it's not able to type that particular whatever we are typing over here. It's not actually printing it out over here. That's because I guess we missed something over there. So let's go and take a look back over here. That is because we are just printing it, but we are not actually setting the particular value for our email. So once the value change, we have to update our state. That's why we need that one. So here what I can do is the email that we have, that the value will be of equals to the value that we are getting over here. So let's try to rebuild it one more time, and let's try to see how it is able to do that one. So once we have that. So let's try to write something over here. Yeah, it's now able to print out our value over here. Now we get something that we are typing over here. So make sure you set a state over here for that one, otherwise it will not be able to print out that value on your text field over here. So we have created a simple text field over here on the compose as well as on the SwiftUI and also on our particular Flutter project, right? So that's great. So if you're wondering that why we never test this one, I guess that should be fine. You should be able to write your email address over here and that should be working. So it's because we have already set up the state over here, that should be fine. And I guess that's all for this lesson, and we'll meet up with the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.